Africa, a land of vast plains and ancient secrets, a place where the horizon stretches endlessly and the whispers of the past linger in the air. The cradle of humanity hums with stories, stories that have been told and retold, shaping the very essence of the land and its people. Myths and legends passed down through generations. These tales are more than just words. They are the lifeblood of cultures, the heartbeat of communities. These are tales whispered around campfires, stories that dance in the shadows of baobab trees. They come alive in the flickering light, painting vivid pictures in the minds of listeners. Imagine a world where spirits roam free, where gods and monsters walk among us. A realm where the supernatural is not just a myth, but a reality interwoven with everyday life. African mythology is a tapestry of belief, woven from the threads of countless cultures. Each thread tells a story, each knot holds a secret, each one adding its own unique flavor to the narrative. From the deserts of the north to the jungles of the south, every region contributes to this rich mosaic. From the Yoruba deities to the Zulu spirits, the continent pulsates with supernatural energy. These entities are not just figures of legend, they are integral to the cultural identity of the people. These stories are not just entertainment, they are a window into the soul of a people. They reveal the values, the struggles, and the triumphs of generations. They reflect their hopes, fears, and understanding of the world. Through these tales, we see the world as they see it, a place of wonder and mystery. But among these mythical beings, there exists a particularly enchanting creature, a being that captures the imagination and embodies the spirit of the land. Hidden in the heart of African folklore, we find the Yumboes. These elusive beings are said to dwell in the shadows, their presence felt but rarely seen. They are creatures of mischief, magic, and ancient power. Their stories remind us of the unseen forces that shape our world, urging us to look beyond the surface and discover the magic that lies within. Yumboes. The very name whispers on the wind, carrying with it the scent of wild herbs and the promise of something magical. These ethereal beings are woven into the very fabric of African folklore, their presence felt in the rustling leaves and the soft murmur of streams. These are not your typical fairies, flitting about in gardens. Yumboes are creatures of the wild, deeply connected to the untamed heart of Africa. They thrive in the wilderness, where the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural blur. They are as unpredictable and untamed as the African landscape itself. Just as the savanna can shift from serene to stormy in an instant, so too can the Yumboes change their demeanor. Imagine, if you will, a being that is both beautiful and unsettling. Their skin shimmers like polished obsidian, catching the light in a way that seems almost otherworldly. Their eyes gleam with an ancient wisdom, hinting at secrets long forgotten by humankind. Some say they resemble humans, but smaller, more delicate. Others speak of shimmering wings that catch the sunlight, or hair made of living vines that seem to have a life of their own. Their appearance is as varied as the stories told about them, but there is a darkness too, a hint of something primal in their gaze. This duality is what makes them so fascinating and so dangerous. They are creatures of duality, capable of great kindness and terrible wrath. One moment they might bless a village with bountiful harvests, and the next they could unleash a storm that devastates the land. To encounter a Yumbo is to step into a world beyond human understanding. It is to walk on the razor's edge between wonder and terror. Their presence is a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the mystical. Their magic is as old as the continent itself. They are said to control the elements, calling forth rain to quench the earth or summoning winds to clear the skies. They can heal the sick and curse the wicked with equal ease. Their powers are a force of nature, neither inherently good nor evil, but always potent. But their gifts always come with a price. For the Yumboes are creatures of balance. Every action has a consequence, and their interventions in the human world are no exception. To receive their blessing is to accept their terms, and to cross them is to invite their wrath. Yumboes are notoriously fickle, their moods shifting like the wind. They are drawn to human emotions, especially those that are intense and raw. They delight in playing tricks on unsuspecting villagers, causing confusion and bewilderment. Their laughter echoes through the night, unsettling and strangely beautiful, like a haunting melody that lingers in the air. Stories abound of Yumboes leading travelers astray, guiding them into the depths of the unknown. They weave illusions, making paths disappear and reappear, leaving travelers disoriented and lost. Sometimes they leave gifts of great value, treasures that seem to come from another world. Other times they leave only a sense of unease and the lingering scent of rain, a reminder of their presence. But their interactions with humans are not always malicious. They can be playful and even kind. There are tales of Yumboes falling in love with mortals, their hearts entwined in forbidden romance. These relationships are often fraught with danger, as the worlds of Yumboes and mortals are not meant to mix. For the world of the Yumboes is hidden from mortal eyes, a realm of mystery and enchantment. It is said that if you ever encounter a Yumbo, you must be wary and cautious. Do not look them directly in the eye, for their gaze can be mesmerizing and dangerous. Do not speak their name aloud, as it is believed to summon their presence. And never, ever make a promise to a Yumbo that you cannot keep, for their wrath is swift and unforgiving. Around the fires at night, villagers share stories of Yumboes, passing down the legends from generation to generation. Children listen with wide eyes, captivated by the tales of these mysterious beings. And so the legend of the Yumboes lives on, a dance of shadows under the moonlight, forever intertwined with the lives of mortals. Some say that the Yumboes hold the key to ancient knowledge. They can grant wishes and bestow blessings. But their favor comes at a price. They might ask for a sacrifice. They might demand a year of your life. And if you break your end of the bargain, the consequences can be dire. The Yumboes are not known for their forgiveness. They are creatures of balance. To upset that balance is to invite their wrath. Lost in the sands of time, forgotten tales resurface. For centuries, these stories have been passed down orally, told by elders to wide-eyed children. But as the modern world encroaches on traditional ways of life, there is a danger that these tales will be forgotten. Thankfully, there are those who are working to preserve this rich cultural heritage. Scholars and storytellers are collecting these ancient myths, recording them for future generations. These stories are more than just entertainment. They are a vital link to the past. They offer a glimpse into the beliefs and values of a people. They remind us that the world is full of wonder, and that magic can be found in the most unexpected places. Through the eyes of a child, Yumboes in African folklore. The Yumboes hold a special place in the hearts of African children. They are creatures that embody the wonder and mystery of the natural world. They teach children to respect the power of nature. They warn them of the dangers that lurk in the shadows. In many ways, the Yumboes are like the boogeymen of Western culture. They are used to teach children lessons about right and wrong. But unlike the boogeyman, the Yumboes are not always evil. They are complex creatures. They can be both benevolent and malevolent. This duality makes them all the more fascinating. It also reflects the African worldview, a world where good and evil, light and darkness, are inextricably intertwined. Echoes of belief Yumboes in modern Africa. Even in modern Africa, belief in the Yumboes persists. In some rural communities, they are still seen as very real entities. Farmers leave offerings to appease them. Hunters whisper prayers for their protection. Of course, not everyone believes in these creatures literally, but the stories still hold power. They serve as cautionary tales. They remind us of the importance of respecting the natural world, and they keep alive a sense of wonder and mystery in a world that can often feel all too ordinary. The power of storytelling, keeping the magic alive. The stories of the Yumboes, like all myths and legends, serve an important purpose. They help us to make sense of the world around us. They teach us about our place in the grand scheme of things. But perhaps most importantly, they remind us of the power of imagination. They allow us to step outside of our everyday lives. They transport us to a world where anything is possible. As long as these stories are told, the magic of the Yumboes will live on. Beyond the surface, unveiling the deeper meaning. Like all folklore, the stories of the Yumboes are not merely fantastical tales. They are metaphors for the human condition. They explore themes of love, loss, revenge, and redemption. They teach us about the consequences of our actions. The Yumboes, with their unpredictable nature, represent the forces of nature themselves. They can be both life-giving and destructive. They remind us that we are not in control. Understanding these deeper meanings adds another layer of richness to the stories. It allows us to appreciate them on a whole new level. A journey into the unknown, exploring African mythology. The world of African mythology is vast and complex. It is a world waiting to be explored. From the deserts of the Sahara to the rainforests of the Congo, every corner of the continent has its own unique stories to tell. By delving into these myths, we can gain a deeper understanding of African culture and history. We can learn about the beliefs, values, and traditions of a people. We can expand our own worldview and challenge our preconceived notions. A world of wonder awaits. Your African adventure begins. So take a journey into the heart of Africa. Listen to the whispers of the wind. Let the stories of the Yumboes and other mythical creatures captivate your imagination. You might just find that the world is a more magical place than you ever imagined.